Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry I'm a bit late. Had internet issues. The broadband decided to turn itself off just as I was going to go live, so I'm a couple of minutes late. So, what are we doing today? Well, I'm going to do a little 5-minute practice piece before I do any major turning because I haven't turned for about 5-6 days. So, just to get my fingers in and the memory going and the brain in action, I'm going to do a couple of small items which I can crank out in 5 minutes, and then we're going on to doing bowls. I'm going to finish off some bowls differently to what one would normally find. I'm going to offset the inside and show you how I do it. I've got some part turned to save time. I'll introduce the two worms if I can. Look at that. We got Mark, the gentleman, and we got the light blue Turner.
Hello, Dad.
So they're in the background reading out and abusing me. So I'll drop them back. They can.
Have you got that doll so you can show people where you've been abused?
Yeah, one with all the pinholes in it.
Yeah.
Afternoon, everyone.
Put my glasses on. So before Mark starts reading out, let's change the camera. It's going to be a bit of a struggle today, but I will get there.
Keith delegated me to read out, so I'm delegating Scott to read them out.
Okay.
All right.
Always flows downhill, bud.
Mate, not in my job, it flows uphill. But hey ho. Right, where are we? Let's go.
Right, I think you can see on that one quite well. So all I've got in there before Scott reads anything out, I've got a 2 1/4 inch disc in there that I've already pre-turned. It's just grabbed in the seed jaws. I've got the tail stock up until I get it round. I'm going to round it off, and then we're going to bang out a couple of spinning tops just to get the wrist and the action going. So over to Scott.
So we have Douglas Mungham. We have Mark Pritchard, Seth from Brickhouse Craftworks, John S. Some really beautiful, good-looking Turner called the Blue Light Turner.
Can't believe that.
Steve Scott, Colin Izzard, Lawrence Deja. Sorry if I said that wrong. We have the ever beautiful dude from Bude, Mark the Gentleman with Turner.
Indeed.
Colin Woodward. Alan Wallington. Afternoon, Alan. Welcome.
Hello, Alan.
John S.
Member.
Andy H.
Hi, Andy. Another club member.
I know. At least we know some club members are still alive.
Yeah.
Mike, the Midnight Joker, Robert Dolman, Robert Hodgepodge, and Harry. Gav, Chris Spinningwood Dodger, Clive Rogerson, Brian at Hartwood.
Hello, Brian.
Doug Miller. And I think that is everyone. If I have missed anyone, I do apologise. Mike Hugh. It's the dementia. I inherit it from Dad, so no.
Yeah. He's getting better though.
So those
Slowly.
tablets. Paul Smith's joined.
Hello, Paul.
Paul. Baz has invaded for France.
Oh,
Good afternoon, Baz. Bonjour.
they let him out for a little while, have they?
He must have had a negative test.
Yeah,
Don't listen to a word Baz says. He costs you money if you do.
yeah, yeah. It's all right.
Drive-
Scott's got a blow lamp though, so it won't cost him that much.
No, driving home at up past midnight, all the way down the M23 was like, if you're going to France, you need a negative test. If you're going to France, you need a negative test. Can't get into New Haven docks without negative. I think I've got it by the time I've seen the second sign. You know.
Right. There's the first one. Let's make a second one, and by that time,
I think
Iron hand
like Barry, this one
coordination.
needs a bit of texturing on.
I'm not sure what this wood is, but it smells. No, it stinks. Could be a bit of lime. There's no
Is it like-
grain to it.
Is it like the stuff we get off the them bearers?
It is a bearer, but it's white. So
Some of them are really pretty though, aren't they?
yeah,
Douglas Mungan is saying flame on, Keith.
not yet. Right, so
I don't know if we trust the old man with a blowtorch.
he's worked with one all of his life. So all I've done is just rounded that off, turned a simple spinning top, and if you've got coloured pencils, you can decorate it up. I've got a coloured one. It's black, just to show the effect. But coloured felt tip pens while it's on the lathe.
Wood Wizardry by Colin has just come up with a really good idea, and it's one I might take forward. So Colin is saying that he thinks there needs to be a speed turning challenge between Keith and Wayne.
I don't know about that.
Look, I
The only
think
problem with that. Go on.
rather than just Keith and Wayne, we could do it to a few simple projects.
Plain on
And
simple.
we could open it up to a few people. So like a make with makers, like get together.
There you
Bit
go,
of fun,
guys.
bit of
Both
challenge.
of them spinning on a bit of wood. Just
Nice.
been turned on the lathe. So less than 5 minutes. 2 spinning tops. Nice, simple, little warm up job. Bit of crappy old 2x2. This wasn't quite as crappy as that, but it's nothing special.
Right, don't mean to be the voice of doom and gloom about that challenge, but
Yeah.
can't believe I'm going to say this. You need to be really careful, because if you're doing wood turning and you're trying to race or be fast, that's when something bad is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you're worrying about the speed and you're not worrying about what you're doing.
It wouldn't be a race. It'd be like you'd
Just
have
see
to do it.
who comes in first, not a
You'd-
race.
You'd have to do it. It'd be a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It's like, right,
Yeah.
make a spinning top. How you would normally make a spinning top. It's something to look at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Safety
I
police are in the house. Said sorry.
I'm coming back in now, mate. Right, I've got a conventional dog bowl that I've coloured the outside and not turned the inside. I've got it's a mahogany stained outside, which shows off the grain in that beautiful piece of ash. And I've got a manky old bit of Well, it said beech, but I still think that's sycamore. It's 2. And I've done nothing to that apart from just turn the bottom. I've turned the outside.
Drop it down a bit. We can't see it. There you go.
Turn the outside, and that's about all I've done on that. So you're just getting the lights reflecting off of that at the moment. So the intention is to turn one of these 2 to a finish. So who wants to see the dog bowl or the finesse one?
Well, you're a bit of an old dog, aren't you? So I think we should see the dog bowl. You open yourself up to that one, Dad.
I said you were allowed in if you didn't take the piss.
You said take the. Old school was keen on health and safety. We used to have a slow bike race on sports day. Last over the line.
Yeah. Right. Normally.
Finesse, they're all saying finesse 1.
Yeah. Normally. Okay,
Or
I'll mark
finesse
this one out first. Normally the centre would be there in the centre. I want to bring the centre off centre. And this is a nearly 6-inch disc. They're all 3 are the same size. Yeah, 6 inches, give or take, truing up the outside. So I've mounted them all. You can just see it. There's 3 screw holes, and they were inch screws through that faceplate. So it's the depth of the faceplate, which is 10 mil. So there's less than 20 mil in depth in the holes. So I can go fairly close to one of these if I wanted to miss the screw hole. So where do I go? This is where I could do with a workbench with a camera on it. I think I'm going to go somewhere about there. Make that the bowl. I'm in the way, you'll have to wait because I'm balancing this on the tool post. I just need the centre where I am and a pencil line around it. Now the reason I need the centre marked is because this contraption is what we're going to be using.
Oh, hello. That looks
It's
like
a
a bit of a torture device.
It is. You put your arm in there or your finger in there and squeeze it up. So all it is there's a C ring, faceplate ring.
Lower it down a bit.
Bit of 3/4 ply and a bit of 1/2 inch ply for the top. Some 8 mil bolts, locks off at the top with a nut and a washer, and at the bottom I've got wing nuts. So I'm going to put this on the chuck first because then I only,
that, you know.
Yeah, then I only need half of the hands that I've got. So I've got a circle of router matting, and on the bottom, which is going to be the bottom of the bowl, there is router matting stuck on. So I'm going to thread this through so that the hole corresponds with the hole-ish. It's just to stop it marking. And now the reason I put the mark the centre is because, oh, come on.
So while you're doing that, Keith, James Cassidy is saying after not being able to turn for the last 7 weeks due to an operation, he's now had to go ahead from the consultant to start turning again.
Jolly good.
Excellent.
Nice one.
Excellent.
So the centre that I marked, I've now pinched with these center on the revolving center. So that is now held in there up against a pressure plate. So all I'm going to do now, which you can just about, which one are we? We're not that one. With that one. With wing nuts on the back. Bring the wing nuts up. Don't need a lot of pressure, but you need enough to stop this throwing out. As it's off center, it's got the likelihood of wanting to throw the wood out. So that's why there's router mat top and bottom. Right, they're tight.
Baz is asking, is that jig flame retardant?
Yes. Yes, 100% flame
enough?
retardant.
Did you not have enough flames last night?
Yeah,
That's it for
100%.
flames now.
I need to go back and watch yours, Mark.
I'm just going to take
I nearly joined in because I was sat outside A&E for 4.5 hours while it was on, so I probably could have watched it and earwormed from the cab. We were there that long, the patient decided to have a sleep.
Yeah. Right now, can you see? No, you can't.
Benjamin's in. Hi, Ben.
That one.
Hi, Ben.
Let me change over to a different camera, which is a little bit lower.
45 in, Keith.
Oh,
fantastic.
That's brilliant. Thanks, guys. Come on, wake up. I think...
I commit my jokers here.
It's not that one.
Barry's Wood Creations.
Hi, guys. Welcome to... Right, I think we can... Yeah. Now I've got it on.
Oh. Baz is complaining because I only smouldered the surface last night. Told you it was a light singeing.
Singeing?
I haven't seen Baz do any demos yet.
Yeah.
Is he offering to do one?
Sure, he must be.
Yeah. Right. You can see pretty well that. You can see the ring, the pencil mark that I made. So that's going to give me an indication of where I need to be. I can see the outside of the bowl. So good old bowl gouge. Let's find a shorter one. Because I've moved the headstock up so I don't keep headbutting the...
Jennifer Stoughton's in. Good afternoon,
hello,
Jennifer Stoughton. Robert Dolman's asking, Mark, could we have incineration? No, I do subtle. I don't do smack you in the face. I like subtle. So it's never going to be bright and bold.
Jamie threatened to smack me in the face. I said I needed a good slap, and he said he'd do it.
Yeah. So I'm at maximum volume on the lathe. As you heard it chattering everything around. Managed to creep a little bit more out of it. I'm a little bit lower on the tool rest than what I normally would be. I've got to try and get underneath the tailstock because this one doesn't slide off without taking a load of welding out.
You know, I haven't used my donut chuck since we had the competition at club.
Right.
I made it. It just sits up on the shelf now.
Right. I think I'm happy with that. Going on to what Mark was on about last night, angle of grinds. He prefers a 50. Some prefer a 40. This is as near as damn it 45, but I've got a double grind on there. So what I've actually done, can you see it? You can just about see it. I've taken the heel off. Find a bigger one. Not on that one. You can see it on this one. There's the primary grind across there, and I've just run the heel off. So that gives me half of the bevel that needs to rub, caress going round the bend, so you can get quite a bit tighter.
Adam's in. Afternoon, Adam.
Hi, Adam. All right.
Dale from Maple Tree's in.
Hi,
Dale's
Dale.
in. Hi, Dale.
Hope your little adventure last night went well. You didn't get called out too many times.
Just going to mute for a minute. I've got someone at the door.
I think that's terrible down the bottom there. I come around the corner, just coming across the centre. Try a sharp one. That one's sharp. You can immediately tell the difference and see the difference. I'm getting nice fine shavings off now.
Question from Douglas Mungham, Keith.
Yes.
What is the maximum diameter that donut chucks can be made, and is it hand safe? Made hand safe.
The maximum diameter is from your bed bars to the centre twice, unless you want to mount them over the outside and
Outboard.
run it off the outside. Yeah, run it outboard.
Dale's got a question. He says, you know what that workshop needs, Keith?
White walls.
White walls.
Yeah, this is my smaller one, and that's got 4 bolts on it instead of 3, and that's 17.5 inches diameter. So
White walls in that workshop though, that would take like 3 weeks to clean, mate.
no, it wouldn't. There's only an egg cup full of wool that you could get to.
That's what I mean. You'd have to take it all out.
No, you won't. You just paint what you can see.
Just do it Mr. Bean style, mate.
Yeah. So you can make whatever size you want. It's whatever size the lathe will theoretically drive. Don't forget it's the lathe that's got to spin it.
Brian at Hardwood Turning says, is there a maximum RPM for using this kind of chuck?
Yeah. If I go up any further, it's not too, I don't know whether you can hear that rattling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the maximum. So you drop it back a bit.
Kind of
It's
works
usually,
like a cold set of cold jaws, really, isn't it? Or a long width
Yeah.
chuck.
Yeah.
Find the maximum, then back off.
yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So we can. So
You don't always need speed to produce a good finish.
No,
Sharp tools, good tool presentation, and you can run your lathe between 600 and 800 and get just as good a finish as if you're running at 1,000, 1,500.
sharp tools.
Sharp tools, good tool presentation.
Yeah. You don't need anything more than that.
Lewis, Klondike Craftsman's in. Hi, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis.
Baz has got to go back to work. See you later, Baz.
No, it's tough at the bottom, isn't it, Baz? Fire duty this afternoon. Fireman Sam. That was a quick 80. There should be a bit of 120. There isn't. So straight on to 240. I'm quite happy with that. I'm not going to be finishing these. I can remount them if necessary. They're only practice pieces to show you guys something different.
I bet Sue won't see it like that. She'll go, "Did you finish that piece?"
No, where the hell am I going to put that? And 400 as I'm hand sanding it. So,
Andrew's in. Afternoon, Andrew. How are you, Lewis?
hi, Andrew.
Well, that's Lewis and Scott are both in the chat.
Yeah.
You'll be pleased to know that I shall be writing some questions this afternoon for Friday's Battle of the Makers quiz.
Can we have a bit of Celine Dion? A bit of Whitney Houston? Bit of simple
No.
biology?
Some Canadian questions.
So Dale at Maple Tree's got a question.
Again, right, that's the
so
bowl.
Live.
I've just taken out. I've not finished it. What I can do to finish the top is to remount it in the jaws and sand it up and then wax it all. But that's a slightly different finish to a normal dog bowl.
So we've got a few questions, Keith.
Go on, fire 'em at me.
So are those bolts standard coach bolts?
Yes.
Wood Wizardry by Colin. I've been asked to make a black tea light holder with a red resin rim. I don't want to paint it or burn it.
Well, you
Any
won't if it's red.
ideas, as ebony would be too expensive. What you
Yeah.
could do, Colin, is do it out of a bit of oak and make your own ebonising solution. So vinegar and wire wool.
Yep. Or India. Somebody else said Indian ink. Works well. That would work well.
Yeah.
Dale
I'll
asks,
take this
why is
one
it called a
quite
donut
close.
when there are no nuts involved?
It's
There's a
nut
donut
machine,
using it.
Dale.
Yeah, it's a donut using it.
Douglas is going, how far off centre can you go?
You can only go to the edge of the bowl, and then it's not a bowl. It's a centre inclusion. Right, that one I've marked out so that it's right on the edge. This has got a rolled over edge. I'm well clear. Didn't even bother to clear the crap out the centre. I'm going to get rid of that bit because that's hard work.
So
Mark
Adam's
Jordan's in. Hi, Mark.
Adam's saying, spot the pillar drill. That's not a pillar drill, Adam. You're imagining it. That's actually a workbench that's disguised as a pillar drill.
What?
your bench behind you that's always got stuff on it.
But over here,
Yeah, that one.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's the biggest waste of money I've ever had. And I ain't
Hey,
kidding.
Wivey Woodshed's in.
Hi, Andrew.
Doug's saying, sorry, Doug. Dale is saying it should be called a polo mint chuck, so you need to paint it white. Or a hemorrhoid ring chuck.
So the cross is my centre, so I'm just pushing it up to the back plate.
You've knocked your camera, mate.
Yeah, I know. I lifted it so I could see what I was doing, so you could see the end result. And I forgot to put it back. And I had both pair of hands full. Right, so I'm just tightening them up to it.
That's really nice, Hodge. So Robert's saying, I thought Scott would have been the biggest waste of money.
Well, he is close.
Hey, you talk well like that. Scott, do you get access to that great supply of wood behind Keith? Sometimes.
He's nicked half of it.
Sometimes. I haven't nicked it. You've given it to me.
Right, so drop the speed right down. Install it because it's too close. Bit of a speed wobble on that.
That's only a little bit of your wood anyway, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah, I've got 3 more stores outside and a shed and 2 trailers. That's better. That's better. Right. Now,
You know that crematoriums are run on gas now and not on wood. So there's no point saving up till you get a cheap funeral.
That's about the maximum that I would be safe at, happy at to start with. Weapon of choice, bowl gouge.
And Mike wants to know if I wear a coat with big pockets when I visit Keith.
No, he comes over with an empty car.
Come over with an empty boot. So much so, if I say to my wife now, "Oh, I'm just popping over to Keith,"
see you in 2 hours.
She'll see me in a couple of hours. And normally, my little trolley for bringing stuff out of the car is waiting by the gate when I get back.
Benjamin's asking, has anyone tried turning a 25.4mm modular tool rest stem to a 25mm one? He's thinking of mounting it between centers, sanding it down with some 40 grit, assuming it's not stainless steel.
Say again?
You'll be there for a long time.
Why do you...
He's got a 25.4
Yeah.
tool rest stem.
Tool post, yeah.
Tool post. And he's thinking of sanding it down between centers to a 25. Taking 0.4 of a mil off. There's no reason why it wouldn't work, but it would take you forever.
Yeah.
You might be better putting it on the lathe, spinning it, and using a flap disc on an angle grinder.
And so all I would do would be mount it across some jaws. If you've got some big jaws, deep jaws, pin jaws. What's the other one?
What Dale's saying, and I've got to do it to my tool rests. So he's got a 1-inch imperial stem, but he's got a 25mm hole. So why not drill out the tool rest? The banjo.
Yeah, drill the rest out. That'd be easier.
I've got this free tool rests here.
Yeah, I can't see what I was looking for.
I've got 3 tool rests here that I need to drill my banjo out for. And Dale asks, Keith,
Go on.
have you ever integrated your pipe strangling with your wood bothering?
Yeah. Yeah. All my cameras are mounted on 15mm copper.
And your wand stand and your pen stand?
Yeah. Yeah. Legs on the pen stand. A bent copper.
So, if there's anyone local to Sussex or like the Horsham area, there is a lady that's just started selling all her husband's offcuts. Now he's a gate maker. So you can either get a sack of what they call firewood for £6. I bought one of those last year, and the first bit I got out, I looked at it and went, "I'm getting 6 corporal blanks out of that." So there are some quite big bits in there, but they're also doing bigger pieces, oak, Iroko, and stuff like that. I think that's about £50 a sack. But what you get in there is a lot more than £50 worth. I'm just trying to find the link for you guys. I know his workshop is over like on the Hampshire Sussex border. So even people like over that way, it might be.
There's another one just down the road from us, or 4 miles down the road from me, that's doing, I believe it was you. Let's turn the heater off. I'm starting to get warm. I'm not used to
is
that in the
that
workshop. That's Mike's brother and son-in-law, if he ever gets married. Right. Yeah, that's about right. I can't take any more out of the wall because I'm getting a little bit close to the shape on the bottom. So, which will all become evident when I pull it out so you can see it. I just need to tit about with the bottom. Maybe I can up the volume a bit more now on the bottom. Oh, happy with that. That can be sanded. So through not going too deep or too big, they're only small bowls, but it doesn't take long. Now all I've got to do is make sure I don't hit the bolts, because that does hurt. Because they're hanging out up 2 inches over the chuck.
Right. I think I'm here.
I had some new bits. I have got a new bit.
So there is a link to one of their posts. That's for some Iroko. I know that Oak Lot G and Oak Lot H have gone because I had them.
Question from Dale for you, Keith.
Go on.
Have you ever cut yourself wood turning?
No. No, I've got a splinter through being stupid and picking up something that got splinters on the outside. But I can't think I've ever cut myself. Am I likely to admit that on here anyway, Dale?
How much is it worth to keep quiet, Keith?
As much as you like, because I don't think I have. I think all I've done is
I might recall a session at a certain place where you did.
yeah,
Yeah.
must have been a massive cut then. I can't remember.
There was
I've
blood
dropped-
drawn. It wasn't.
No, more likely to have pinched it rather than cut myself. But
It happened on a Polewood lathe as well.
did it?
Oh, hello. The Linnegan says you cut yourself when you showed me not to stab the chisel into my hand. It's all coming out now, isn't it?
All right.
The Linnekins. Is that
Yeah. Daughter.
Is that your daughter? I had to bite my tongue there, Keith.
Yeah.
Do tell more, the Linnegans.
I nearly said, "Is that what you normally say to me?" Is she been furloughed or
No, she's working, but from home.
bored watching you?
She's coming to make numbers up. So hopefully everyone's enjoying what they're seeing.
How are we doing?
And
54
we've
in.
got a few thumbs up, and you're all subbed to my channel. If not, would you please go over and sub? Does make a lot of difference to us.
You're doing really well. 160 subs.
54 in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Pritchard's got to go back to work. Take care, bud. See you later.
See you later,
Later.
Mark.
Stay safe on the roads. Remember, rubber side
he a-
down.
Is he a bad driver?
No, he's a trucker. Of course he's not
Yeah.
a bad driver.
I just wondered why you said stay safe. No, I'm not going to sand this anymore.
That's how professional drivers talk to each other.
I thought it was mind the other metal on the road.
You had to say trucker, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah.
I've got that song in my head now.
I could have said wagon jockey.
Right, there's the second one.
That's nice.
See
I
how
like
close
that.
I've got it to the edge with a radiused edge and the lower profile. Now, the only bit you've got to worry about is between thumb and finger there. I'm down to about 5 mil there, so
I like that.
can't go
That's
any
nice.
thinner. When that's finished, got rid of all the crap and the dust off the outside and it's polished up, but that's got the antique monogamy stain and the silver cream. You can just about see it in the grain as it's ash on there. So that again will finish up nice, but that's two bowls, two different shape bowls, both offset. Oh, that one is back to front and it on the camera. You do get there eventually. But,
So we've got 50 watching and only 22 thumbs up. Come on,
Well,
guys.
they don't know how to work it yet then.
Mash that
Right.
button.
So, and the other thing for this chuck, I'll do it on this one because I can return it. That's not a problem. If you drop your bowl in there, And that's where wing nuts are a lot easier than nut and bolts or nuts on the back. And if I've got a really deep bowl, I've got some studding.
Dale's had to shoot off. See you later, Dale.
See you, Dale. Thanks for stopping by, mate. So that's locked in there now.
Sorry, I got me marks mixed up. It's not Mark Pritchard. Mark Pritchard's not the trucker. It's Mark Stoughton that's the trucker.
Right, there's a slightly longer bolt. It's twice the length of the bolt that I've got in there. Bit of studding, a nylock nut on one end and a loose nut on the other. Just missing two washers. So I can take this out and expand it. That needs to be moved. Now, we need to get rid of chuck-in points. Let's bring the camera down. There you can see now. So all I've done is I've put this in back to front against what we've been working. Assuming this was going into a competition, club competition or whatever. It's not very true, but it's true enough for this, I think. I can work with that. We can turn the bottom off. Yeah, it's not very true, but that's good enough. Only a practice piece, as Jamie says. So,
There's only one problem of having this Tassimo in this workshop.
you keep using it.
No, you have to go in the little clean room to make a drink now.
But you're going to say you have to go outside and walk to the bush.
Mark Pritchard's is off. He's got to go and finish the garden. Stay safe, everyone.
Cheers, Mark.
No, the actual kettle for the workshop died. It had a big hole in it.
That's where you fill it. That's not
No,
quite good.
it's where I threw it down the workshop. So I was going to get a 1 cup kettle.
Waste of time.
Right, now I've got we found a disc that goes in the Tassimo. Just turns a Tassimo into a kettle.
Right.
That's what we're using.
So now the chuck-in point has disappeared. Let's turn that big sucker off. I know you can't hear it. I can.
Hodgepodge, it's the noise you're hearing is my mic. When I take it from just below my mouth, I pivot it up above so I can have a vape so you don't hear the Darth Vader vaping sound. Like this.
He's sucking himself off. That's what he's doing.
Luke, I am your father.
Right. So, where are we? That one? This one.
So you either get to hear this, or you get to hear this.
The first one can be a bit rude. So the chuck-in point that was on the bottom, I've turned out, and I haven't lost any of the depth. This piece is quite shiny.
That's really nice.
That's another use for a donut chuck.
A hemorrhoids ring.
Hemorrhoids ring for depth.
Yeah, I think that's what we should call them from now on.
Has anyone got any questions? Because it looks like today might be a quickie for me. Wake the mouse up. I don't want that one. Bloody stupid thing.
Douglas Mungham says he's just taken delivery of a 9-inch by 2 3/4 inch U blank. Looks interesting. An eBay buy again. Nice.
Hope your lathes will take it, Douglas. So, any question, guys?
Oh, excuse me.
Who's the pig? Oh,
Me.
might have known. Yeah, might have known.
Oink, oink.
Yeah.
Pugsley.
Let's bring these two back in. You can see the difference.
Why, what a nice pair you have.
If I kill that top light, we won't see anything, but it just reflects off of them so much. I will get round to sorting it out. But a simple way of converting and changing the finished shape of bowls, and you can do whatever size you like. You're not governed by the little 6-inch ones. You can go a lot bigger. The way I mount them, the distance from the bed bar to the center of the spindle is my governing factor for the donut itself, but you can hang it over the edge, reverse it, turn off the end, whichever way you like.
Steve Scott says he did ask if anyone has tested Milliput and if any problems. I've used Milliput. It's great in bowls as an inlay.
Yeah, I will be using it in 2 or 3 weeks' time. I have a little project coming up. A bit early to tell you yet. I don't want you all drooling over it.
Keep them guessing.
Yeah, keep them guessing. Yeah, learned something today. Thank you, Keith. That's from Paul. Well, I'm hoping you guys do. I'm only showing you different bits and pieces and different applications that I've learned over the 30 odd years that I've been turning. Why should I keep all the secrets to myself? Because to be honest, there's no secrets out there. You can find them all online. Hopefully I demonstrate them in a safe and proficient way, not like some of the newer turners on there that think they're the dog's Watsits and demonstrate them very unsafely. It's all right putting comments in there on the page that this is only a demonstration. The way I do it is the way I do it, and it might not be safe for you. No, you've got to show a little bit of respect and do it as safe as you can.
Yeah, because people are going to copy.
Yeah.
Colin's asked, where's the best place to get 11 by 3 blanks without breaking the bank? Colin, I've just put a link in the chat. Try that. That's Native Wood Turning Blanks. It's based in Somerset, but he does post very reasonable costs.
3-inch blanks aren't going to be the cheapest because they take a lot longer to dry and season.
Yeah.
2-inch are going to be the thing that you can pick up a lot more easily. They're a lot more readily available. You can pick up 2-inch planks at a good price, but you can't. You've got a job to pick up 3-inch planks that are fully seasoned.
Steve Ellis is asking, could the donut be used for off-center board turning?
Yep.
You could, but you'd be restricted towards the width between the bolts, wouldn't you?
Well, no, because the bolts are movable if necessary. On my, where did I put it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you could only put between the bolts the width of the board that will fit between the bolts, wouldn't you? You can't go outside the bolts.
I've got four bolts. That's that one. Let's drop you down a fraction.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah. I can get 8 inches between those, and it
All
can
right.
hang out a foot
Yeah.
either side if you wanted it to. So that one's on exactly the same and a C-ring. That one does the small blanks. And if I've got something a bit bigger, I'll put the bigger cutout. That fits on the other one. I've marked one bolt, so I know where that goes, so they always line up, because it doesn't matter. You don't have to drill exactly on the quarter, exactly on the thirds. So this one has got 3 marks, so that I know that's where the bolts might meet up. You can do whatever you like on the same principle. Heavy boards. Another board, 18 inches. This one fits on the C-jaws. You can butt a bowl up against it.
Down a bit.
Swing this round again.
There you go.
Centralise your bowl on the concentric rings. Bit of router matting. Bring the centre up to the centre. Turn the bottom off. So by using cheap offcuts of ply, I wouldn't use MDF or the green ply, not ply, chipboard, or the chipboards, because they're not got enough inherent strength in them to take the centrifugal force that is generated. And I wouldn't want you turning
Couple of
around and
questions.
saying that one broke on me because I only use cheap stuff.
Lawrence Begager says, do you finish the internal bowl with wax or something else outside the lathe? So I assume he means off the lathe.
Normally, I would finish these on the lathe as they were mounted, the bowl, and as the chucking point's on the bottom, I can remount that on there and finish sanding off the outside and finish the outside. So generally speaking, I would finish in the bowl section. Now, you could actually finish the outside before you turn the bowl out.
Right.
So
Another
there's
question
various
from
ways.
Douglas Mungham. If I wanted to turn a deep fruit bowl without sticking two together, would it be better to see if I could get a log? Turn a deep fruit bowl from a log.
Problem with logs is they're
How dry are
generally
they?
still greenish.
Yeah.
Again, you've got to be looking at, for a 2-inch log's going to take 3 years to dry. A 4-inch log is going to take probably 6 years to dry. The bigger you get, the longer the drying time is. So is that what you're looking for? You either do that or you turn them green and turn them thin and let them move.
Let them warp. Yeah.
Yeah. U's not going to warp that amount, but you'll need to be 5 mil thickest at the all over, and that includes the base. So it's no good turning your bowl with a 5 mil rim and leaving 25 mil in the bottom, because it'll split and crack. That 5-inch log is 10 years old, and that is dry. Now, I wouldn't have wanted to turn it many years ago for fear of it splitting and shaking. But I can do whatever I like now. That's going to be probably a winged bowl when I get round to it.
Gav today said, can anyone do a video on baking wood to dry, or is it a stupid idea? Gav, if you check out a wood turner in America called the Wood Whirler, he's done several videos on using a dehydration oven that you can buy off of Amazon for about £100. And he's had fantastic results with drying blanks that started off 40 or 50% moisture content, 24 hours in the oven, and they've come out 0 moisture content. They've been completely dried. It's basically one of those food dehydration ovens. I'll see if I can find his channel and put the link in.
It sucks some of the moisture out as well.
Yeah.
As well as being an oven. So I think it's a vacuum oven more than an oven. I wouldn't be able to do a video on it. I could get the wife to video a cake, but that's about it. Or is that a stupid idea? No, that's a stupid idea.
A chili.
There you go. There's his channel. Check this guy out. Go back probably 6 months. Go back, and he did a series of videos on using this dehydration oven. It was something that I was seriously considering doing. It does work, an absolute treat. And I think you can put 3 or 4 decent-sized bowl blanks in one of these ovens.
You can say the other option you've got, if you've got room in your workshop, an old fridge or a freezer, take all the guts out of it, take all some of the lining out, and as much as you can, drill a hole in the side at the top and put an exhaust port in, drill a hole in the bottom for an inlet port, and mount something like a 60-watt light bulb in the bottom. You would possibly want a little computer PC motor fan just to circulate the air through it. But what you need to do if you do that is you need to stagger the shelf so that the air goes around. So you'd stack all on the left on the first shelf, all on the right on the second shelf, all on the left on the third shelf, so that the air circulates around through it. And you'd also need to stick it all, so leave an inch gap between the blanks. But that would only cost you the price of a redundant fridge freezer that was probably knackered anyway, and a bit of time stripping it down, a hole saw to put a bit of 1.5-inch waste pipe through or something like that, and an outlet on the top. So not an expensive way to go. I would imagine the computer fan would be the dearest part of that build.
They're only about £5 off of eBay.
Exactly. So if you've got the time to prat around and build something, have a go at that, and it won't process quite as quick. But if you've got a fridge freezer that's 1500 tall, you've got 3-4 shelves in there, you can get quite a few blanks in there. You can gradually move them up to the top. I think the idea on that is you put the wet ones in the bottom and the dry ones come out the top. So you take them out the top, move everything up, and feed the bottom with wet ones, but not wringing wet. I think they need to be probably down a few weeks to get rid of some of the moisture out of them. But again, depending when the tree's cut as to whether it's rising sap or in the autumn when it's falling sap. autumn cut wood is far better for us because the sap isn't rising. If you're going out now, just be wary that the sap's starting to rise soon, so you're going to end up with really wet wood. Whereas if you'd have gone out in August, September, the same piece of wood would have been a lot drier. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it is right. How far from centre is classed as pith? Well, depending on the wood, and if it's branch wood, that piece of yew, the pith is there. So that is about 1/2 inch off of the centre on that one. Haven't got any much in the way of wood in here to show you guys. There's the centre of this one. So again, 1/4 inch out, but most of these were uprights, not branches. If you've got a branch, the centre is going to, the pith is going to be a lot more off centre, because you've always got more meat on the bottom of a branch than you have on the top of a branch, because it's got to hold the branch up. I think all my that's more or less centre. It's more or less centre. Yeah, most of my yew that I've got is virtually centre, because it's all thin stuff, and it's most of the yew grows straight up out. The branches come out and up. It's when they come out and start drooping over, that's when the problem is. Can't see. Right. Here's a piece with an off-centre, truly off-centre. You can just about see that, I believe. You can see the cross that I made. Yeah. That's the pith and the centre of this piece. Although there is a small secondary one up the top there, only because that is a Wayne's crotch piece.
Dad, I've got to shoot off. I will give you a call a bit later on, mate.
Yeah, I'm in all day.
Yeah.
Not allowed out.
Mrs. has just messaged me. So.
Okay. Well, thanks for popping in, mate.
Hopefully not a problem. I shall catch you all later. If not, I shall see you Thursday evening.
Yeah, well, I was going to talk to you a bit before then, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll give you
something to come up with. Yeah, right. I've just found a branch, Douglas. Cheers, mate. That is a branch, Douglas. This is the bottom as it was growing. So the pith is there. So all of that is supportive timber. It's holding the branch up. If it was that way up, all you've got is that little bit there to support the weight of the branch. So you can always work out which way the branch was growing by the bigger side being underneath. I will have to get this lighting and camera sorted, but does that explain it to you, Douglas? You see where I'm coming from on that now?
Brian says, right, I'm off to the hardware shop to buy some coach bolts. We know what Brian's going to be doing this afternoon then.
Have you not got have you not got a tool station or a screw fix close to you?
He lives in Ireland.
I know. He's got a Guinness supply, I expect, but coach bolts and coach bolts are probably better or cheaper in Screwfix or Toolstation. I don't know what Ireland's got. The ones I've used on this little one are M8s, 130s, to give you an indication, and you'll want wing nuts as well to make it easier and quicker. If anyone has got an issue or not quite sure what I'm talking about, you can always message me. I'm happy to share what little I know, which I think is a lot more than some of them seem to profess to know. But we won't go there, Mark, will we?
No.
So thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Next Tuesday, not quite sure what I'm going to do. It might be on the same sort of lines as what I've done today, but watch this space. Thanks, Keith, Mark, and the blue light. Bye to everyone. Take care, Lawrence. Right, I'm going to hit the button. There's no messages coming up. If the mouse decides it wants to work. Oh, God, don't want that. End broadcast. That'll do.